Hello, my loves. Welcome to the start of a new reading vlog. It's been a while, I know. It's been at least over 2 weeks since I last filmed my last reading vlog, and I just wanted to come back with a very relaxed weekend. And I did want to tell you about what I'm reading this week. Okay, let me put you down. Okay, so here is the situation. My house currently has no heat. It is February in North Carolina, so it's not the worst, but it's not the best. I have a little space heater going on, but I am all bundled up, and I'm just trying to forget the fact that we probably won't get heat until next week, so that's fun. I did want to come back to you though and let you know that I finally finished Spinning Silver. I don't know why it felt like it took forever to finish this book, but it was the most excellent. 5 out of 5 stars to Naomi Novik. If you don't know what Spinning Silver is about, I've talked about it multiple times. Basically, it's about the daughter of a moneylender. She takes up her father's business because he's no good at it. And she ends up encountering this winter fae sort of creature called the Sterek, and adventures ensue from there. And basically, the book kind of navigates around 3 particular women and sort of their glow up, if I can be so trendy. It is so good. The ending was phenomenal. I highly recommend this book. Now, what I will be reading primarily for this weekend is The Sparrow Sisters by Ellen Herrick. Ellen Herrick. I'm gonna take off my glasses because there's a horrible glare. You can see how tired I am. I'm currently making coffee. But I barely know what this is about, so I'm just gonna read to you the back. The Sparrow Sisters are as tightly woven into the New England seaside town of Granite Point as the wild sweet peas that climb the stone walls along the harbor. Sorrel, Nettie, and Patience are as colorful as the beach plums on the dunes and as mysterious as the fog that rolls into town at dusk. When a new doctor settles into Granite Point, he brings with him a mystery so compelling that town healer Patience is drawn to love him even as she struggles to mend him. But when Patience Sparrow's herbs and tinctures are believed to be implicated in a local tragedy, Granite Point is consumed by a long-buried fear, and its 300-year-old history resurfaces as a modern-day witch hunt threatens. The plants and flowers, fruit trees, and high hedges begin to wither and die, and the entire town begins to fail. It seems as if Patience and her town are all lost until the women of Granite Point band together to save the sparrows. So, oh, actually, my hot water is about to scream. It's on the kettle. And we're back. So, I am very interested in this book, mostly because I am in the largest gardening mood. I cannot wait for spring. I have like messed with my soil out in my garden beds. I've ordered seeds, etc. It's a mood right now. But this particular book, I hadn't realized how much I was interested in the magical realism sort of genre. Now, if you don't know what magical realism, I'm really not the person to ask because I kind of don't understand it myself. So let's Google the definition. So Google says it's a literary or artistic genre in which realistic narrative and naturalistic technique are combined with surreal elements of dream or fantasy. So a lot can kind of fit into this sort of genre, but a lot of magical realism, sort of Alice Hoffman tends to write a lot of magical realism, and she wrote Practical Magic, The Rules of Magic, and there are actually things of magic in those books, and so I guess it's sort of like a genre within the magical realism genre. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm into it. I've been reading a lot of books like that lately, especially on audiobook. I started with Garden Spells, and then it's been a wormhole since that book, and I finally picked up The Sparrow Sisters. And honestly, sister relationships, gardens, small New England towns, plants, possible witch hunts, like I'm into it. So I'm excited to get into this book. So we should just get started. Okay, just to show you a little snippet of my gardening obsession right now. Let me turn you around. I have planted here 4 little bulbs of spring onions. Spring onions that I bought from the grocery store. They were about to go bad, and my mother told me that you can plant them. And I have evidence that it's successful because I saw her plants that she planted from spring onion bulbs, and they're like a foot tall, and it's February. So she has a very large green thumb, but we'll see if these do anything. So I just put them in today. Hopefully they'll do something. Also, look at this. This is a plate. This is a plate. I am the worst gardener. Hello loves, it is Sunday. It is Sunday at 8 o'clock, so I am the worst at vlogging. I'm so sorry, but it's just been sort of one of those relaxing weekends where I haven't done a whole lot. I went out with my friend yesterday. You can go. Why are you so weird?
You have to pause. And then you can just edit this part out.
I'm keeping it in.
Action.
So yesterday I went out with my friend Madeline. We went to go and just get our nails done. Got some green nails now, and get some coffee, and then I went to a tea shop. So I did want to share with you my tea loot. So there is a very lovely local place called Tin Roof Teas, and I've been buying teas from them for a really long time. I've gone on and off with them because it's just a trek from where I live. It's almost 40 minutes, but I did get Earl Grey cream. That's the flavor, and so this is the slightly creamy flavor, forms a harmonious basis for the popular fruity bergamot. So the ingredients is Chinese and Ceylon black tea and natural flavors. This is delicious. This is the first time I bought this. I tried it today, and it was absolutely wonderful. If you're looking for an Earl Grey tea or a black tea that works well with milk, I use oat milk, this is the tea for you for sure. And then I also bought Earl Grey Robusta, and this is an Assam tea with bergamot, and I guess it's just this is their darkest. The lady at the counter said that this is going to be the darkest type of Earl Grey tea that they have, and I bought this because I do love to drink Earl Grey with milk, oat milk specifically, and I just, yeah, I wanted a dark tea. And all of the teas that I've ever gotten from Tin Roof Teas are delicious. I will link everything below because you can order online. And then also recently I got from my mother's house Harney and Sons teas, and this is a black tea with black currant flavors, and black currant's a little tart. This is also very good. Also, the tin is beautiful, and that's my tea haul, guys. I am an addict of tea. I'm an addict of most hot beverages. I love coffee. I have probably in this house, I probably have over 10 varieties of teas easily, and half of them I forget about, and then the other half there's like 2 teas that I drink constantly and obsessively, and that's my life. But I did want to check in really quickly because I've been so terrible about checking in. I will extend the vlog a little bit because I haven't gotten very far in The Sparrow Sisters by Ellen Herrick. And so I have just passed the 100-page mark. I'm at 136, so I'm actually close to reading 100 pages today alone. So that's been really cool. I've been really liking it. I really like the New England small town setting and the sister relationships between these 3 sisters. And then there's a bit of a romance. There is magical realism, but I do feel like if it doesn't evolve into anything further than what they've currently what the story is currently offering in terms of magical realism, I feel like it might be hitting the mark for me a little bit. I feel like they almost tease you with a little bit of the magical realism, and then I don't know, they don't quite fulfill it, but I'm enjoying it thoroughly. It's moving very quickly, and I'm interested to see how it will develop, because we haven't even hit the main like conflict of the book yet, and it looks like I'm close to halfway. So I'm not sure. Right now, if I were to give it a rating, 3.5, 3.6 out of 5 stars. So it's a little lower than what I normally would give a book if I liked it, but it's still enjoyable, and there's still room for it to get better, to crescendo. There is another book that I did start on audiobook that I did want to talk to you about. Let me pull it up on my phone. So I doubt you can see this, but this is The Wishing Thread by Lisa Van Allen, and I'm going to read to you the synopsis. The Van Ripper women have been the talk of Tarrytown, New York for centuries. So Tarrytown, I guess, according to the book, is the town next to Sleepy Hollow, where Rip Van Winkle created the Rip Van Winkle? No. I forget. Where the legend of Sleepy Hollow was created. But so some say they're angels, some say they're crooks. In their tumble down stitchery, not far from the stomping grounds of the legendary Headless Horseman, the Van Ripper sisters, Aubrey, Biddy, and Maggie, are said to knit people's most ardent wishes into beautiful scarves, mittens, and granting them health, success, and even blossoming romance. But for the magic to work, sacrifices must be made, and no one knows that better than the Van Rippers. So I think this is also in the magical realism sort of genre, and the writing so far is really excellent. It's really atmospheric, and I feel like it's very flowery, not overly so, and eloquent, and it's sort of what I was looking for in the Sparrow Sisters, but hasn't quite hit the mark for me there just yet. I still am enjoying it, and it is a very beautiful looking book. So I'm thinking it should get better. I will get back to you about that. I will probably extend this vlog a little bit, maybe into the middle of the week, so I can give you more of an update if I get further. So I'll check back. Bye, y'all. Hello, my loves. It is Tuesday. I am here to end the vlog finally. I'm sorry if this hasn't been my best. I'm really still getting back in the hang of vlogging after my little break over the holidays. It's just been sort of like getting back into a rhythm. I've changed a few things about my normal routine, so I'm still trying to find my footing in this new year, so please forgive me. But I did want to talk about the Sparrow Sisters. So I am on the verge of DNFing this, if I'm being honest. It has been good so far, but it hasn't been what I expected. Based on the sort of, plot, the synopsis that I read in terms of their 3 sisters, they run a nursery. One of the sisters, Patience Sparrow, is known for her like herbal remedies and how they can cure basically anything. And then this budding romance with a new doctor in town. And then there's supposed to be some sort of drama that sort of brings up old prejudices. And I am about, I'm about 210 pages in. I did get a bit of reading done on Sunday, and then I read only a little bit yesterday. Really, I did the bulk of this reading over the weekend, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that because I had a busy weekend. But I will say it's just sort of falling flat on the magical realism. I feel like it's rushing this romance between Patience Sparrow and the doctor. I don't really feel attached to them as a couple. And if I'm being honest, I don't actually think I like Patience Sparrow, who seems to be the main character, even though there are 3 sisters and the doctor. So they all seem to be sort of in the same conglomerate of main characters for this book, but I don't think I enjoy Patience Sparrow. She's very like cut and dry, very quick, very like, I would say that it is very much a northern sort of personality, but not in like a charming way. I would say almost in like a hostile way. I feel like that's what the author is reaching for. I feel like she's really trying to sort of exhibit the New England small town vibe, and especially with the personalities in the books and I just don't know that it comes off favorably. And maybe that's the reality of New England small towns. I don't know. I've never lived in a New England small town, but I don't actually like it. And then something just happened in the book that kind of like made me a little frustrated, to where I was just like, I feel like a normal person in this situation wouldn't say that and just make things worse, but maybe they would, because something has happened. There's been a bit of like tragedy, and she's grieving, so maybe like people say weird things when they're grieving, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sold. I'm gonna give it a couple more pages because I'm really close to the end. Like really, there's not much left. So part of me feels like I'm invested enough to like finish it, and I don't hate it. Like sometimes I get to a point with a DNF book that I just hate it. I just freaking can't anymore. Like I can't invest any more of my valuable reading time in a book. And I'm sort of almost there, almost. 1 second, my dog needs to be let in and it's raining outside. Okay, so sorry, my dog needed to be let in, but I did want to move on to the audiobook that I have been reading that has been definitely way more up my alley. So I'm sure you can barely see that, but this is The Wishing Thread by Lisa Van Allen. Lisa? Yeah, Lisa. Okay, focus. So that book is really excellent. It's basically about a group of women in a family line that sort of inherit this house called the Stitchery. And in the Stitchery, it's just the nickname that the town has given that house. These women have these powers to like sort of knit articles of clothing or accessories that they can like, if they concentrate, they make a spell and these wishes come through with the knitting of these articles of clothing, and they give it out, or like people will come to them asking for things and then they'll knit something for them and then the wishes come true, supposedly. So I'm not very far into this book, but I will say it's giving me everything that I'm missing from The Sparrow Sisters by Ellen Herrick. The writing is infinitely more excellent, I would say, in the sense that what I'm looking for. There is more character development. There is more, I feel like there's less like corny dialogue. And not to say that the dialogue is, corny is not the right word, but there's something about the dialogue in The Sparrow Sisters that doesn't really make it believable between the characters. And I will say that The Wishing Thread by Lisa Van Allen, it's a lot more. So these are contemporaries that I'm just reading through. I've sort of taken a break on fantasy, and I don't know why I'm just in this mood for magical realism and contemporary. Maybe it's because it's February and I'm like wishing for greener days and just like being outside more, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm in this contemporary magical realism mood. And I would say that if I had to rate The Sparrow Sisters right now, I would say that it's probably a 3.5, 3.6 out of 5 stars. Now, The Wishing Thread, on the other hand, it's closer to a 4 out of 5 stars. And now it's too early to tell, I'll be honest. So I have something else to show you. 1 second. Really quick, I wanted to show you my progress on my little green onion sprouts. I showed it to you earlier in the vlog. And if you don't remember, they were little white nubs. And now they have some green. Let me show you. Guys, these bits of green were not there before, and it's only been a couple days. Now this sad one, my little dog dug it up because the pot was on the floor at one point. Now it's like sitting on this little sill, and he dug it up and he started chewing on it. So I don't know if I'm gonna get this one to sprout, but we'll see. There's no green in it, but these ones definitely are doing a thing. That was not there before. So excited. Okay, so I wanted to just change the setup because I feel like I've been talking at you for a hot minute, but I did want to share a seed haul with you. I know this doesn't happen often, but I am trying to be a gardener. I failed miserably 2 years ago, spent a lot of money and yielded basically nothing. And then the stuff that I did yield, half of my household doesn't eat. And so I didn't really know what to do, and I didn't understand canning at the time. I'm gonna attempt it this year, but anyway, so I ordered a bunch of stuff from Seed Savers. And so they're known for like organic seeds, heirloom seeds, etc. And they have more of a variety, a selection than what you could get at your normal garden store. But you know, the trick is you have to start them from seed. So if you buy a little sprout, a little seedling or whatever it's called, from starts, they're called starts. If you buy plant starts from a normal garden store, you're kind of gonna get the typical variety, like the couple different tomatoes, a couple different eggplants, peppers, etc. Just things that you can see around town. Now, I wanted something a little different, even though I'm not a great gardener. I'm not even a good gardener because I haven't had a whole lot of practice. I'm just someone who has ambitions right now. So I'm just gonna show you what I got for the season, what I'm attempting. So the first couple things that I got are chamomile, German chamomile, and English true lavender. So I've actually already started these two, and they are starting to sprout. I'll show it to you in a second. And then I also have sage. I'll probably start the majority, like these, the chamomile and the lavender have already started, but these seeds I have not started yet. Probably gonna do that this weekend, so stay tuned for the next vlog if you're interested. Am I even here? Okay, so yeah, I have sage as well, and then I have these things. It doesn't have a picture on it, but it's called Amish paste tomatoes, and it had a high recommendation on Seed Savers. It says that there's a lot of, it fruits a lot. It's an indeterminate, which means that it'll continue to fruit throughout the season. It doesn't have a determined amount of fruit. So that's cool, and it says that it's really like juicy and sweet. So I'm gonna do that, and then I have rosemary. And then I have spearmint. Can you guys see this? Yeah, spearmint. And then I have orange bell peppers. Now I am nervous for this because it does say that, it does recommend a seed mat, but I just feel like I'm not gonna use a seed mat. We'll see how it goes. And then, oh, if you don't know, a seed mat just sort of like generates a gentle sort of heat underneath the seedlings where you've sprouted them. So if you have little pots, they're not like this, they're like smaller than this. But if you have a little pot, you can put a little seed mat underneath so that it can sort of like encourage growth from the bottom up via a gentle heat. And then I have basil, Genovese basil, and then dragon carrots. Yeah, those look cool, right? Can you focus? There you go. And then last but not least, I have Grandma Hadley's lettuce. So that's cool. I'm excited. I've got a lot going on. Oh, oh man. Okay, anyway, I just mixed them all up without even realizing. So I'm gonna take you to show you my chamomile and lavender little seedlings. They're so cute. Most of the lavender has not sprouted yet, so yeah. Oop, I have a little doggy gate here because the cat's litter boxes are in here. So let me turn you around. So this is my little setup in front of the window. It's not very like sophisticated, but so this are chamomile. Can you see? Yeah, see the little sprouts? They're so cute. Now, I think I only have one lavender seedling that sprouted. He's a fluke right here. I don't know what he's doing, but none of his other friends have sprouted. Can you see that? There you go. But these are really making it. They're so tiny. And then I've got another set of seedlings in here. I wanted to try 2 different methods. And again, the chamomile have gotten a head start and the lavender really hasn't done much. But let me turn you around. Sorry for this terrible lighting, but I have heard that the chamomile, or rather the lavender, takes actually quite a while to germinate. So it might be another week until I see any action with the lavender. Hopefully I've done everything right. But the chamomile seems to be just on the up and up. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping out of the many starts I have there that I will get at least 4 out of each of those flowers, or 4 like plants out of those flowers. So guys, this has been a ridiculous vlog. I'm very sorry, but that is it for my weekend vlog that sort of bled over into the weekday. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too much of a crazy ramble. It probably was. I promise better content next weekend. But if you did enjoy it, if you're here to stick around for a little bit longer, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button so you always know when I've got good content coming to you. Bye, y'all.